Now from My News 26, it's high school basketball. Coming to you tonight from Cadillac High School. This 26 Sports high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Inc.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cadillac High School Friday Night Hoops here on My News 26 Sports. Jay Simon alongside Kevin Gregory. We got a great one for you tonight as the Mason County Central Spartans have invaded Cadillac to take on the Vikings in a non-conference boys basketball matchup. And Kevin, this should be a fun one. These two teams familiar with each other, maybe not the players necessarily, but certainly the programs. The Vikings on a run of 5 straight regional championships, and the Spartans have been victims in 3 of those.
Yeah, you got to think that's going to play into the back of their heads. Now, as we were talking to the coach earlier from Mason County Central, not a lot of these kids were on those teams, but you know, it could be a talking point, maybe a little extra motivation tonight for the Spartans.
Yep, you never do know. Meanwhile, the Vikings come into this contest at 6-5, having a little bit of a rough up and down season at various times, but the offense still goes through the big man in the middle, Quinn Crago. He's got some size, though, across the way in these Spartans, as they've got a number of players over 6'3".
Yeah, they're going to have a big front line, going to come back Quinn and his size. So I think the defense for Cadillac tonight, which is their calling card and their staple all year long, is going to come into play.
Coach Tim Jensen of the Spartans, first year back after a 6-year hiatus. He was the coach, though, for 17 years prior to that, so he's obviously familiar. He's been the athletic director, longtime athletic director there at Mason County Central. Told us, though, that their offense largely runs through 2 fellas, Blake Blodzik, the senior, and Ryan Mount, a junior. Ryan Mount at 6'4", a leaper. Looking for some big things out of him tonight.
Yep, those are the 2 guys that they run their offense through, and we look for big things out of Blazek tonight. He's their floor general. He's their leader from what coach tells us. Everything goes through him, and as we all know, you got to have good cards to be successful.
Spartans like to shoot. They can hit a number of 3s, as Coach Jensen was telling us about, and so we expect some fireworks. Meanwhile, the Vikings probably going to want to slow things down and really apply the defensive pressure, I imagine.
Yeah, Cadillac usually doesn't outscore people in the 80s. Their sweet spot is holding their opponents into the 40s, as Cadillac only averages around 53 points a game.
Both teams out on the court warming up behind us. As you can see, we'll have the tip-off coming up in just a moment.